Welcome to another edition of Northern Heat. I'm Bob Lennon, President of Thermalwood Canada, host for the show, and we're in beautiful downtown Fredericton with Huli Duke. Huli, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so Huli got introduced to you through Andrew Kelly, our host for this beautiful studio in downtown Fredericton, and Andrew was telling me that you moved here from Columbia a few years back and went to school here at St. Thomas and kind of left, but looking for a better place to stay. But at the end of the day, you ended up coming back. Why?
Yes, I did. Why did I come back? I think when I moved away was because I was following career opportunities and I went to Vancouver and Miami. And those were great cities, but I never really found the sense of belonging that I felt here in Fredericton.
Hmm.
I thought that maybe it was like when I lived here, I thought maybe it's a Canada thing. When I lived in Vancouver, I discovered that it was not. It was more of an Atlantic, probably. I don't know. I haven't been to lived in the other provinces, but in Miami, I didn't find that. Like I tried so hard to make friends and find community, and it was never as wholesome as what you would find here. And in Colombia, I just always kind of wanted to move away because I didn't really like there's a big division in social classes there.
Yes. Yeah.
So I found I didn't want to raise my child in such like materialistic
Hmm.
world. So, part of the reason I kept coming back for visits, like to see friends and stuff like that. And then part of the reason I ended up coming back is because I became pregnant with my son, and this is the place where I thought would be like his father lives here, but also it'd be the best place that I would choose to raise a family. So
Well, it's interesting that you talk about belonging because
yeah.
it kind of leads in and segue to my next question that
Mhm.
has to do with business. Because you're now an entrepreneur, you've started
Yes,
your own business. Tell us a little bit about that, but it also ties into the feeling, welcomed and part of the community, right? So,
absolutely.
so tell us a little bit more about your business.
Yes, of course. So homeschooling, my business name is Homeschool to Go. And what I do is I help moms offer high quality education to their children in under 10 hours per week. I found as a teacher, I taught for 10 years and I found I always knew that I would homeschool my own children because in the school system, you don't give the kids the number one factor that's going to make them successful, which is customized learning and parent involvement.
Hmm.
So I decided just to create something to inspire parents to propel the next generation of leaders. And this is something that would have been much harder to do in Colombia, where I'm from, because you just don't have the same amount of support and opportunities. Like the first thing that I started doing when I wanted to start my business was I started pitching my business at pitch competitions.
Okay.
And I found I was like, I had opportunities to apply for grants, and I ended up getting funding and investment from the New Brunswick Innovation Foundation.
Okay.
So they
Excellent.
are
Yeah.
now, right now, they hold equity in my company,
Hmm.
and that was like the first, let's say, capital injection that propelled us forward into becoming an official business. So that's something that I would have never found anywhere else. And I came to learn that even in bigger provinces like Ontario and BC, you don't get the same amount of opportunities that you get here in New Brunswick. I was told by one of my mentors that Fredericton has the highest business owners per capita. It's
Yeah.
comparable to in all of Canada.
Well,
So
you were talking about that before we
yeah.
started this
Mhm.
interview, and it's interesting that that ecosystem has built here, but it's also that ecosystem is within our whole province. It's
Yeah,
everybody knows each other. 6 degrees of separation does not exist in this province.
absolutely.
If you want something, you just talk to somebody, and then all of a sudden, like, you know, I was down in Fredericton. Andrew suggested some people to interview, and here we are.
Yeah,
We're doing this
exactly.
today. So I'm getting to meet you and to understand a little bit more about your
Mhm.
business. And so let's just talk about that and just dive down a little bit further. So, in the homeschooling, so you help parents prepare for homeschooling at home. You don't bring them into a daycare, do you? It's
No. So
ah,
so the whole purpose of the program is that is like, I'm making it super easy for the parent to take on the homeschooling because this can be like an intimidating step to take
oh, for
towards,
sure.
you know, the upbringing of your children. It's like going against the system a little bit. It's not going against the system, but it's
You're
not doing
supporting the system.
not going the traditional
Yeah.
route. And so a lot of people and parents, especially new parents who are not satisfied with what the school system has to offer. They just settle for it because they don't know how to do it better. So on my platform, the parents have access to all the curriculums that they need. And so they get a package with concepts that they'll learn and activities that are, it's all project-based learning.
Okay.
There's not much screen time. There's maybe like 15 minutes of screen time per day. It's mindfulness videos and stuff that's like really working on raising a conscious, confident, independent child, like the whole child, not just for academics. So yeah, it's all set up to make it really easy for them on the platform. But then on top of that, I also meet with the parents all together once a month.
Okay.
And then the people that are in the highest membership also have access to me via like a walkie-talkie app, so they can ask questions throughout the week.
Okay. So how do they contact you if they are interested in doing this?
You can go to homeschool2go.org and then you can apply through there, or you can also go to Instagram and find me at homeschool.togo.
Okay.
And
And
send me a message.
do you take people outside of the Fredericton region?
Absolutely. We have 3 families in New Brunswick, but we have people all over. We have 2 families in BC and we have 5 families in the US.
Oh, really?
So
Okay.
we're a global community. Okay.
Well, that is excellent news, and it's good to see a young lady like you that starts off a business coming from the outside, feeling home here. This is a great story, and thank you very much for coming on the show today and talking to me about it and spreading this story with the rest of New Brunswickers.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for doing this. I think this is great to give young entrepreneurs, a new platform to be exposed to.
Well, I think that one of the things we need to do is we need to support young people because you're the backbone of business in Canada. So we really need to support you. So anything I can do to help. And I think that this is, again, a great story. And I can think of people that might be interested in talking to you a little bit more.
Thank
So
you.
we'll get this message out and get the story out and let people know about you and see what happens from there.
Sounds good.
So there we go. Another edition of Northern Heat for this week, the place you come to listen to the stories that haven't been discovered yet.